it's been a while. Okay, so for this time, let's discuss about what the parts of action research. So for this time, I'm gonna discuss to you how can we formulate the valid research questions. Alright, so these are the things that you must consider. How to formulate those research questions. So these are the guidelines that you can consider. The first is you can have the brainstorming about critical questions. Okay, about the research problem. You can have the brainstorming with your colleagues. Number two is frame research questions surrounding the problem with an objective in mind. So that's the thing that it must be within the research problem. Third, move from broad-based and general inquiry to narrow and focused research questions. So from starting from the problem, which is actually still a bigger chunk of the research, you can narrow it down into 2 or more narrow research questions. And the fourth one, research questions should aim to describe, explain, clarify, illuminate, so as to address the research problem. It must sought to answer the problem, and be aware of the nature of the research output arising from the research questions. So what output are you intending to have at the end of the research endeavor? So these are the things that you must consider. Always remember is SMART as an acronym for you to be guided. The first is specific. Research questions must be specific. So if you're talking about performance of science students, what grade level? Alright, or what subject? Another one, it must be measurable. Right? Especially in action research, because we are dealing with interventions. So it must be measurable. So like doing the Likert scale type of test, you can measure the immeasurable attributes. And of course, it must be attainable. So usually action research is running for 3 months. So with considering all the resources, you have to consider it if it is attainable. Result oriented, of course, and it must be time bound. Alright, so let's have an example. So for this time, let's have a good and a bad question. So for the good question, it says here, is there a significant difference in problem-solving skills in chemistry between 3-month Macedon and 3-month Apple? On the other hand, with regards to bad question, is 3-month Macedon better than 3-month Apple? In what aspect? So as you can see here, it must be clear, what aspect is being compared. So in this case, the variable that is being compared is the problem-solving skills of the grade 9 students in chemistry. So that is the difference between the two. Another one is there a positive correlation between height and number of leaves of a rose plant? So you're looking for a relationship, and not only the relationship, if the relationship is significant, statistically significant. So bad question, what is a rose? So you don't have to put those questions, knowledge questions in your research. It's because you can discuss it along at the middle part of your research. Alright, so another example, you can just read this. These are all pattern to this research title: Institutionalizing Performance-Based Management System Based Teacher Competence Development through Gurut Bayanihan. So there is intervention, the Gurut Bayanihan. Alright, so it is directional in nature. The first one is, do the teacher respondents exposed to Gurut Bayanihan have higher competence after implementation of intervention? So what are the elements that you notice? So important element is there must be a respondent. So for this time, the respondents are the teacher respondents. And you want to compare if there is a higher competence before and after the implementation. You want to know what's the effect of that intervention, the gurut bayanihan. And the second one, do teacher respondents exposed to gurut bayanihan have higher confidence than that of the conventional approach? Right, so you're now comparing two different groups, the conventional and that of control group. Right, so these two questions are enough to prove to prove the effect of that particular intervention.